Hello, so I'm going to show you guys a basic overview of how to use Ableton's limiter. So I have a percussion loop loaded up here. First thing I'm going to do actually is go to Arrangement View and hit this guy. And this parameter tells us what the peak level of the audio is, how loud it gets for the duration. And the loudest it gets is negative 0.1 dB. But say we wanted to change that. We wanted it to be quieter at its loudest points. We would want this peak level to go down. So I've loaded a limiter onto it. It's turned on. We'll play it again. Okay. So now it's negative 0.3 dB, the peaks, and that's the difference when you're limiting something. The loudest parts become quieter. So we could make the ceiling even lower. I'll record it and we'll see what we get. Okay, so now the most important thing to notice is that the loudest parts have gotten quieter, and specifically they've gotten quieter, they've been turned down to negative 7.88, and as they're getting quieter, it can only reach this negative 7.88 ceiling, but anything quieter can have the same range that it used to. So it's not the same thing as just turning up the volume of the track, because then everything gets louder or everything gets quieter. But with limiting, only the loudest parts become quieter. And then there's another parameter that's really important, this gain knob, which adjusts the volume as it's coming into the limiter. And that would be the same thing as just turning up the volume. So what if we drive it pretty hard? And we'll see what we get. Okay. So pretty big difference between these two. They're both limited, but this one has the volume as it's going into the limiter adjusted beforehand. So we made these quieter parts, these quieter percussion hits, louder, and we made them so loud that they actually hit the ceiling and were clipped off, but these weren't. So it's just another, more control you have within the limiter, but it's not the actual limiting part of it. But yeah, there's a couple different things that you could use the limiter for.